In this video, we are going to look at a couple shapes. We're going to take some information out of it and see if we can figure out a missing piece. So it says to mill a square bolt head 1.5 inches across the flat. Okay, so there's 1.5 and 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. Round stock of what diameter is needed. So we are looking to find the diameter. All right, so let's draw a picture and let's see what we actually got going on. We're gonna label some stuff and we're going to see that we're going to be able to kind of do a shortcut on this. So we're looking for this measurement right here. That is the diameter of our circle, and that is also the distance across. All right, so what we're going to do is draw a picture, and we have 1.5 inches on each side. So right away, I think of the fact that we have, when the two sides match with a right triangle, it's called an isosceles right triangle. We also have a 45, 45, 90 right triangle. And if that's the case, there's a very quick relationship we can do rather than Pythagorean theorem. And it is that the hypotenuse is the same value as the side multiplied by the square root of 2. So then that just means that this side is 1.5 times the square root of 2. That's what the length is. So we'll multiply that, round it to the nearest hundredth, see what we get. So 1.5 times square root of 2. So that length is nearest hundredth is the 2, so 2.12. So it's 2.12 inches. So our diameter of our circle is the same as the hypotenuse of that right triangle. And so we have 2.12 inches across. Okay, so if we do one more, we're looking at find the diagonal of an inscribed square. So an inscribed square, inscribed just means you're going to have this circle square that's drawn inside of the circle. Notice the corners, because it's a square, the corners should all kind of touch at points on the circle. It says find the diagonal. Okay, so the diagonal is also the diameter of the circle. So it's the diagonal of the square, but it's the diameter of the circle. They're the same idea. The diagonal of the inscribed square if the area of the circle is 22 square inches. All right. So the only thing that I can get out of area, which is actually very helpful, is this is your formula for area. They tell us that it's 22. And what I can find out of that is I can find the radius. And the radius would be from the center to the edge, which is going to be half of our diameter, which is half of our diagonal. So the radius would be pretty helpful, actually. So let's solve for that. So to get r squared by itself, we're going to divide by pi. Right, so, and I'm going to let the calculator kind of store a bunch of stuff for me. So we have 22 divided by pi is some value, but I'm not going to round it. 7.002 blah, blah, blah equals r squared, because the pi's would cancel. Then we want to get rid of the square by square rooting. So if we square root the right, we're going to have to square root the left. So we're going to square root that value. All right, and I want to be as accurate as possible, so I squared the whole thing. And the radius is 2.646 on and on and on. So if the radius is that, then the diameter is going to be 2 times the radius. So the diameter is 2 times, and we're going to go to 3 decimal places, so then we can round it to 2 decimal places. So we're going to take 2.65. Nope, we're going to go to 3 decimal places so we can round it eventually to 2. Okay, so that rounded to 3 decimal places to a 6. So we're going to take 2.646 times 2. And that would be our diameter, which is also the diagonal, 5.292. And now we'll round to the nearest tenth, and the 2 doesn't do anything. So 5.29. And we are looking at a length. So then that is inches. All right. So that was two problems. Just kind of talking about inscribed shapes and dealing with some 45, 45, 90s and trying to find some missing information.